I am a proud Nigerian. I have been placed here by God for a time such as this.
At my back, I ain't coming back.
The degradation, challenges, and problems faced by Nigeria are the perfect backdrop for me to develop and utilize my God-given potential.
I will not complain. I will not criticize. Rather, I will use my skills, gifts, relationships,
and experience to find long-lasting and revolutionary solutions to the many challenges confronting Nigeria.
In the city, so wish me well.
Nigeria will rise again.
Because I am here, I will leave this nation
A better place than I met it. I will work to make Nigeria a praise on the earth.
This was had this little light of mine. I'm gonna
I will work to make Nigeria a praise on the earth. So help me God.
let me tell you how I got this far. And all the
This message is brought to you by Today95.1 FM, Voice of the People.
Talk radio.
I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
which way to go? I love my fatherland. Oh yeah. I want to know. Yes, I want to know. Which way Nigeria is heading to? Which way Nigeria? Which way Nigeria? Which way to go? Which way to go? I love my fatherland. Oh yeah. I want to know. I want to know. Which way Nigeria is heading to? Many years after independence, we still find it hard to start. How long shall we be patient before we reach the promised land? Let's save Nigeria so Nigeria won't die. Which way Nigeria? Which way? Which way Nigeria? Tell me. Which way to go? I love my fatherland. Oh yeah. I want to know. Yes, I want to know. Which way Nigeria is heading to? Every little thing that goes wrong, we start to blame the government. We know everything that goes wrong because we are part of the government. Let's save Nigeria so Nigeria won't die. Which way Nigeria? Which way? Which way Nigeria? Tell me. Which way to go? Which way to go? I love my fatherland. Oh yeah. I want to know. Want to know. Which way Nigeria is heading to? Inefficiency and indiscipline is ruining the country now. Corruption here, there, and everywhere. Inflation is soaring high. Let's save Nigeria so Nigeria won't die. Which way Nigeria? Oh, yeah. Which way Nigeria? Which way to go? Which way to go? I love my fatherland. Oh, sure. I want to know. Yes, I want to know. Which way Nigeria is heading to? We made mistakes during the oil boom, not knowing that was our doom. Some people now have everything, while many have nothing. Let's save Nigeria so Nigeria won't fall. Oh yeah. Yes, I want to know which way Nigeria is heading to. Green revolution is a reality. Let's give it a chance to grow. Let's join our hands to farm the land so we can have enough food to show. Let's save Nigeria so Nigeria won't die. Which way Nigeria? Which way? Which way Nigeria? Which way to go? Where to go? I love my fatherland. Oh sure. I want to know. Yes, I want to know. Which way Nigeria is heading to. Our ambition to be millionaires is running the country down. We all want to be millionaires and to live in the air. Oh, let's save Nigeria so Nigeria won't die. Which way Nigeria? Which way Nigeria? Which way to go? Which way to go? I love my fatherland. Oh yeah. I want to know. Yes, we want to know. Which way Nigeria is heading to. Remember that a simple step is the beginning of a million miles. Let's start right now to repeat ourselves so as to make the country smile. Let's save Nigeria so Nigeria won't die. Which way Nigeria? Which way? Which way Nigeria? Which way to go? Which way to go? I love my fatherland. Oh sure. I want to know. Yes, I want to know. Which way Nigeria is heading to. Heaven and earth will pass away. It is written in the book of God. The good people will surely find their ways, and the meek will inherit the world. Let's save Nigeria so Nigeria won't fall. Which way Nigeria? Which way Nigeria? Which way to go? Which way to go? I love my fatherland. Oh yes. I want to know. We want to know. Which way Nigeria is heading to. Which way Nigeria? Which way Nigeria? Which way to go? Which way to go? I love my fatherland. Oh yeah. I want to know. Yes, I want to know. Which way Nigeria is heading to. One more time. Which way Nigeria is heading to. Let's save Nigeria. Which way Nigeria is heading to.
All right, serious conversations about to happen right about now. I'm looking at my list of topics, a couple of issues that I should talk about, but I'm looking at the time available and I'm wondering how can I do this. But hey, I'll try my best. Let's see. I have to select one out of the many. All interesting topics. For instance, if you go on the Vanguard, you probably would see the caption, "How They Killed Gulag." And it's a very interesting read, It's a very interesting a report there talking of how, who, when, all of it. It's there. A very descriptive report of how Gulag was murdered. And of course, IPOB still fingered in that one. Also, how Nnamdi Kanu deceived us to train IPOB ESM militias. This is coming from dismissed soldiers, and you can find that as well on the Vanguard and on the Punch. Forcing NAS to produce new constitution, invitation to anarchy, and it's coming from the Senate. And see, all of these juicy conversations, I probably will not be able to take them, because there is something I have saved right from yesterday, and I've been waiting to get the opportunity to have a conversation with you. And it has to do with Nigeria needs a leader with iron fists, a kind bully. Femi Adesina. You can find this on the Punch newspaper. It's from yesterday's edition. You can find it there, and you will see the caption yet again. Nigeria needs a leader with iron fist, a kind bully, and Femi Adesina. You stay tuned. Remember, this is Today 95.1 FM, the voice of the people. I am the man of the people, and I go by the name Kalada. All right, so go call your neighbors, go call your family, loved ones, all of it, and let's have this conversation, this national dialogue. I mean, since they would not convene the National Sovereign, what do you guys, conference that you all are calling for, the National Sovereign Conference, let's have a dialogue here on Today 95.1 FM. Let's form a round table, so to say. And if we cannot take all of the stories, I mean, I want to focus on Femi Adesina's comment. So I'm thinking maybe after the news by 12, we would look at these other headlines together, just like we do on the platform during the week, and we will talk and talk and talk until they hear us, until things change. Welcome once again. Saturday Express is the name of the show, and it's time for us to go on the express lane. So, according to the report on the Punch, Femi Adesina, special advisor to the president on media and publicity, says Nigeria needs a leader with an iron fist like his principal, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, retired. Now, the presidential aide also said Buhari won't allow criminals and insurrectionists from any part of the country to destroy Nigeria. Adesina stated this in a piece on Friday titled, "I suddenly remembered why I fell in love with the president." I take it again. I suddenly remembered why I fell in love with the president. The man we fell in love with is of iron and steel, one ready and willing to knock sense into contumacious heads, whipping everyone into line, and being kind to us in the process. A kind bully, if you like the oxymoron, he described Buhari. The Punch had earlier reported that the president on Tuesday condemned the attacks on police stations, prisons, and offices of the Independent National Electoral Commission, especially in the southeast, warning those supporting insurrection and violence in the country. Buhari had said and tweeted that some of those misbehaving today are too young to be aware of the destruction and loss of lives that happened during the Civil War, adding that they will be treated in the language they understand. The president's tweet riled some persons who felt he was insensitive to have made an analogy of the Civil War. His critics subsequently reported the tweet to Twitter, and the micro-blogging site later deleted the post with a comment. This tweet violated the Twitter rules. Adesina, in his piece on Friday, said the president cannot allow anarchy to overtake the land. He said what our country needs at this time is iron and steel. An alchemy of GMB, that's General Muhammadu Buhari, and PNB, President Muhammadu Buhari. We are in a democracy, yes, but democracy is no byword for lawlessness. If anybody misbehaves in any part, repeat, any part of the country, they need to be whipped into line. The nation needs not go into a tailspin because some people bear giant-sized grudges in their hearts. By the way, is there any part of the country that does not have one grievance or the other? Is the next option then to capsize the boat of the country? Any leader that has sworn to uphold the Constitution would not open his eyes and see it happen. Leaders must do whatever they should do to maintain peace and tranquility. I need us to underline that part because we would be looking at it even here in River State. Leaders must do whatever they should do to maintain peace and tranquility in their countries. Their intentions will always be misinterpreted and misrepresented. No matter the good of the larger majority must be considered at all times. North, south, east, west, anarchy should never be condoned, no matter what some people may say. President Buhari is not genocidal and can't ever be accused of such intentions. But a leader worth his salt cannot look on, watch law and order break down irretrievably. It is not about the people or region. It is about the country he took an oath to keep together, Adeshina stated. Said a kind bully. And of course, he said a leader must do whatever they should do to maintain peace and tranquility in their countries. He also said something, we are in a democracy, yes, but democracy is no byword for lawlessness. If anybody misbehaves in any part, repeat any part of the country, they need to be whipped into line. What our country needs at this time is iron and steel. Then I'm wondering, what does the Constitution say about people who are, trying to make the country volatile? It says something about them going through the courts, right? You're presumed innocent until proven guilty. And it reminds me of something I said on Wednesday. Was it Wednesday or Thursday? When I was referring to a comment by the River State governor about, killing people who, he was talking about killing criminals, people who were perpetrating violence in a particular region in Awuda. And I came up with a talk and I said, what happened to the courts? What happened to going through the right channel? Yes, if the security agencies are killing these people, in a gun duel, it's a different situation. It's, the police killing in self-defense. It's the police trying to maintain. But saying you kill people just because they're criminals, I mean, what happened to the law trying to prove whether they are innocent? Because in the Constitution it is said innocent until proven otherwise. When you say, back to Femi Adesina now, when you say a leader must do whatever to maintain peace and tranquility, are you saying it's okay to break the law to keep the law? Are you saying it's okay to use crime to fight criminality? In as much as I have said, in time past, that probably the tweet was not really, about the southeastern people, and probably a few people who have been drumming the song of war, and he was, and even if I still feel he could have expressed himself in a better manner, coming out to say that you do whatever to keep peace and tranquility. It I don't know. It scares me, In as much as, yes, we've been shouting, government should do more, government should, tackle criminality, bandits are going AWOL, the government has to do something about it. Yes, we've been saying all of that. I have been saying all of that. But then I think, appropriate ways should be used, appropriate channels should be used, and gathering intelligence, infiltrating these terror units or violent units and trying to see what their agendas are, what their plans are, what they have scheduled, and seeing how you can stop it without breaking the law. And even if you have to break the law, because honestly, when we look at other countries, they sometimes break the law. How was Bin Laden caught? I think international treaties were broken because the American militia or secret militia or secret team, military team in another country without the knowledge of that country was breaking the international treaty. So sometimes, yeah, but you don't expose it. You don't loud it. You don't make it so known by blowing a trumpet. Well, you see, the main thing is where it says that Nigeria needs a kind bully, someone who will bully us, irrespective of the fact that the Constitution says we need to be pampered, because that's what the Constitution says. It says that democracy is for the people, by the people, of the people. And it means that you and I, we've got a stake in the government. You and I at the government. You and I are... I'm just thinking out loud, and I'm wondering what you're thinking about the things that I'm thinking about. So I'm going to quickly open the phone lines. Do you agree with Femi Adesina and the things he has said, that we need a stronger leader like Buhari, who wields the iron fist, a man of steel, not a man of the people, a man of steel? Do you think? But by the way, Twitter is down. So I'm wondering how we're going to be getting some of our information. But hey, not to worry. Canada is here. Oh my gosh. Okay, jokes apart now. Do you agree with Femi Adesina that we need a strong hand? Because Nigerians can be stubborn, actually. We can be stubborn. Don't spread fake news you would not hear. Yeah, I agree. We can be stubborn. I mean, the people who are perpetrating this violence, I've spoken to them a couple of times, and I've said, on this platform, it's not going to do us any good. Drumming the song of war or the war song, it's not going to do you and I any good, because destruction will still come our way. And the people you say you're trying to protect usually are the people who are most affected by the battle between two giants. So, I've always said it. They're stubborn, but they still will go around singing the song of war and all that. So does that mean we need a Iron Fist like the president, like Femi Adesina said? And yet again, it seems like it's something leaders usually would do, threaten, use strong words. Maybe it's not more than that. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's not more than that. But do you also agree with me that it's high time that these leaders probably allow, their writers write, their speeches for them, so they don't come out as being brash, as being insensitive of the plight of the people? I think that's the right way to put it. Hey, but let's open the phone lines now. Buhari is a kind bully. That's what Nigeria needs. Do you agree with that? A leader should do everything within his power to ensure peace, even though it breaks the law. Do you agree with that as well? And something else is said. It said something else. Let me look at that. Let me look at the report one more time. Yes. If anybody misbehaves in any part, repeat any part of the country, they need to be whipped into line. Should they be whipped into line, or should they follow the due process, which is the courts? All right, then. It brings to mind Shore's case when, he was granted bail on several occasions and he was still held. I'm thinking. Okay. How best do you think? Because it's very easy for us to criticize. It's very easy for us to sit here or in the comfort of our houses or offices or cars and say, how can he say such a thing? How can the governor say such a thing? How can the president say such a thing? And then still go back and criticize them for not ensuring that Rivers State or Nigeria is very safe. Hey, Twitter is down here again. I also like to put that as part of the conversation. Buhari has been a kind bully right about now. Banning Twitter. How has that affected you? I'd like to hear from you as well. 0817 0000951 and 0810 Text messages to the number 0701 933 9962. That number I just called, it doubles as the WhatsApp message number. All right, let's find out who we have here. I lost that one. Call back, please. 0817 0000951 and 0810 951. All right, now let's find out who we have here.
Hello, good morning, my brother.
Yeah, good morning. Sounds like Professor Ekiti.
Yeah, Professor Ekiti on the line.
All right, Professor, welcome.
My brother, if I tell you that this particular country, I'm tired, because if anything happens, it is the masses, it is the common man that will suffer for it. Now, something happened now. They block the Twitter handle, so that we cannot even express our feelings. We cannot even put to let people know that these people they are doing nothing. They are doing something that is affecting us. Is that what they mean? It's not too good. Instead of them to find the solution for the insecurity that is affecting us in Nigeria, you cannot even enter your house and sleep with your two naked eyes. So to me, what I believe that anything they like to do, they should start doing it because this are. Thank you very much.
All right. The question yet again is not necessarily the ban on Twitter. I think we talked about that one very early in the day. We are looking at Femi Adesina's statement, and that's of more concern for me. And I hope you have the answers to that. 95.1 FM. What's your name? Where are you calling in from?
Hello. Good morning, Mr. Carada.
Yeah, who am I speaking with?
I'm speaking with a friend, Noble from Edgeways.
All right, Nobu, welcome.
Mr. Carada, before Buhari took over, towards 2014-13 campaign, when Goodluck was in state, what did they say? APC said that Goodluck is a woman. Goodluck is a woman rapper. He can't handle insecurity. That Goodluck is a bad luck. Goodluck can't do anything.
What's your point?
Goodluck, yes, my point is that because that is their campaign strategy, that Nigeria needs strong hand. So does it mean that when Buhari entered the seat now, is it not the iron man or the strong man they campaign of? The insecurity is it not worse than now? Does it mean that he maybe as he entered the seat, he forgot the iron hand? See, these guys don't know what to do, and sometimes.
So are you saying the president is not iron fisted enough? Is that what you're saying? Are you saying he needs to be more iron fisted? I don't understand.
He just said that thing just because of the Twitter. What he tweeted, what come out of the country, because that Twitter emphasized on one part of the country. That's just the reason why. Nothing more.
All right.
Have you not been security since then?
So you're saying if the president has iron fist, they should use it on insecurity and not on the people of Nigeria. If I got you right.
Are you telling me that you have?
I asked the question. If you
Canada.
I asked you a question.
Using the iron hand. You have been using the iron hand. So Wele was in was in detention. They give out that they didn't release him. The same thing happened to Nnamdi Kanu. There is some people that criticize this government. They arrested them. There is the appointment is within. The nepotism is not the iron.
So then when you make reference to insecurity, then you confuse me. All right, I think we lost him there. I lost that one as well. Okay, I think he was saying that probably the iron fist is for the people, and when it comes to things like insecurity and making Nigeria a safe place, the iron fist turns to a soft feast. I want to believe that's what he's saying. Well, let's move on. 95.1 FM.
Yes.
Yes. Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning. Yeah, I'm Sonny calling from Oyibo.
All right, Sonny from Oyibo. Welcome.
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate because even before early this, let me say 1983, about when he was the head of state, this same iron hand that we are talking about is what he used on us. Because that some persons did not born then. Me, I experienced it. When this man came into power, everything automatically changed. We used to buy Gary like 10 cups for 1 naira then. As soon as the man has been office, Gary automatically become 1 cup for 1 naira. Thereby we resorted to eating let me say this contract, this after washing Akamo, the remaining one. That was what we used to key up and collect it from the seller. Go and boil it and pound it like pounded. Yeah. So it's not a new thing. I told people in 2014 that this man that is coming, that is shouting that he would change Nigeria, we should ask questions because we have experienced his first administration. The people wouldn't listen. Now we are crying. We should not cry. We should hear it. At least in the next 2 years, they will be out of there. So let us just bear it. That's my own contribution.
All right. Does the president really have an iron fist like Femi Adesina has claimed? Does he really have an iron fist? Because that's after having a conversation with Noble from Iliozu, I think that's the question I want to ask now on the show. Does the president really have that iron fist? Because if he did, then maybe if you've seen the movie, what do you call it now, Iron Man, or you've seen the Avengers, you would know that with the iron fist, you clap down heavily on the enemies of the nation. And I'm talking about the bandits, the Boko Haram insurgents, the people causing mayhem in the southeast, hoodlums, whatever you call them. You can and should clamp down heavily on them with the iron fist. But he said the people that are causing the mayhem that are being clamped down, or is it you and I, the ordinary citizens? I mean, let's look at it from that angle as well. But what do you make of the statement? Iron fist, that's what Femi Adesina is saying the president has, and that's what Nigeria deserves, and says a leader should do anything and everything to maintain peace. You agree? Let's find out. 95.1 FM.
Canada, good morning again. Emeka from Owerri.
Emeka from Owerri, welcome.
Canada, I would have asked you who is really the enemy of Nigeria. So that is discussion for another day.
Let's leave it for another day, please.
So you see, when you say using hammer or hammer hand or other things, since the inception of this government, we have been seeing it. You see, a lot of things that happened there. I wonder why we are even talking about the issue of this threat of our southeast is making. What is going on here on a daily basis? We are not in the weather. Secret. What was going on here is even what I even know what.
You say what is going on? Tell me, secret what?
It's killings
okay.
that went on here was so much that I don't know whether if you compare it to a war. I don't know how you can compare it to war. Even if war is not even worse than that of war. You see, this government, when they come back into power in 2015, if you ask me, Canada, this is my personal opinion. I think Nigeria, they do that what they are getting what they bargain for.
So you're saying Femi Adesina is right?
No, it's right. Nigeria, that has been the nature of the man in power.
So that means Nigeria deserves. Femi Adesina also said Nigeria deserves the kind of man they have. So you're saying something similar?
No, what I mean by that is when some of us are calling people that wanted to vote this government in 2015, we are telling them go back to the history of this man, go back to the history of this man, go back to his, don't just vote because say Baba. Don't try because you might do something with you. I go back to your history. Go back to this man's history and understand his history before you bring this man to power. Some of them were because of the hatred of good luck. Because of the hatred they have for good, they have for good luck. They say no, it's good luck is this is that, this. Now all of us are facing it. My joy is that all of us are going through the problem. We have from the same market, we go for phase 2, everything, all of us are facing it here. So we bargain for that. Let us continue to face it.
All right.
Until 2 years later. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much for calling in. At 95.1 FM, what's your name?
Canada.
Chimieze. All right, I greet you.
I want to look at the Femi Adesina's statement. Two perspectives. Number one, he has indicted his principal.
Interesting.
And at the same time said the truth. Where a truck that was carrying cow fell break and killed over 9 people and destroyed 5 cars. I saw it yesterday.
What's your point? Go ahead.
But I've not heard it in any news.
Go ahead.
The issue is that the iron fist has destroyed Nigeria. So that's the thing. And Femi Adesina, just like Amechi will always cunningly expose what is happening in Nigerian government that is not good. That's what Femi Adesina is doing. Femi Adesina is following Buhari to work for the disintegration of Nigeria. People don't understand.
All right, thank you very much for calling. That's entirely your opinion. 95.1 FM. What's your name?
My name is Prince.
Your name is? Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't catch your name. What did you say your name is?
Mr. Prince, I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
All right, welcome.
Okay. For more indication, according to one organization in America, they say Nigeria is already a failed state. And the same Minister of information came out maybe to archive them.
Do they think they know more better than this world organizations that are condemning what is going on in Nigeria?
Some of these world organizations probably don't have the right data. If Nigeria were a failed state, you and I would not be having this conversation.
They should. There are some attributes that make a country a failed state.
We are exhibiting some, not all. For us to be a failed state, then we should be exhibiting all of them.
Okay. Even in the same song, they have equally deleted that image. Are we still trying to say that we are more learned than this organization that are condemning what the president or our leaders?
What's your point? What's your point? Because we're not even talking about Nigeria as a failed state. What's your point?
My point remains that all of us should come together and realize that we are in a very deep mess in this administration. The earlier we realize that and come together and fight a common cause, the better for all of us.
When you say fight a common cause, what are you saying?
That common cause remains that as Nigerian citizens, it's high time we will come out together and say we are in a deep problem. Find a way to solve that problem.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling in then. At 95.1 FM, what's your name? Where are you calling in from? Turn off your radio, please. Turn off your radio. Turn off your radio. Turn off your radio.
All right, I've done that.
Okay.
When you consider the comment
What's your name?
Okay, my name is Goswell. I'm calling from River State here.
All right.
So, well, if you take this comment to the Fulani area, the comment is very good. But if you take this comment to the so-called South here, well, to those who are foolish here, it sounds better to them. But to those who are passing through suffering and difficulties, they know that this comment does not sound in a good way. Like I was told when Buhari was in government during the ministry, the one he was an army man.
Sorry, let me pause you. Let me pause you. I've had time to think about it. I've had a couple of seconds. You don't have to call people foolish who don't agree with your opinion. I mean, it's wrong for you to do that. You don't have to call them foolish.
Sorry to say that.
All right, then move on.
Sorry to say that. Now there was this kind of sickness that comes that time. Our people call it Kampala. That is bring a con. That is the iron hand. And this time around, we also bring COVID-19. That is the iron hand. Is
it the one who brought COVID-19? Come on now. I don't allow that on the show. I don't allow that on the show. I'm sorry. I have to let you go. You just annoyed me. 95.1 FM. What's your name?
Canada, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you.
Yeah, AB is my name.
AB, good morning.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. Canada, you see, as far as this issue of additional is concerned, the past 3 days I've been laughing. I've heard some people say he was insulting Nigerians and all of that, and I told myself, I disagree.
Why? Do you have an iron fist? You seem to have an iron fist. Do you?
No, he didn't say Nigerians have iron fist. He said his principal has iron fist.
And now you said you are in disagreement with the people who are saying he's insulting Nigerians.
Now, this is my disagreement.
Okay.
For me, Additional insulted his principal.
Oh, okay.
He didn't insult Nigerians.
Okay.
He is principal. So he was simply telling Nigerians that, look, my boss is a bully. And have you ever had anything such as kind bully? Check your dictionary. I'll search.
He called it an oxymoron. Where two contrasting words are used side by side. He called it an oxymoron.
The truth of the matter is that Canada, forget about all those oxymoron or
figure of speech.
It doesn't count here.
All right.
He has simply described his principal who he is, a bully. And who is a bully? A bully is a weakling. And a bully is not a strong man. A bully is a weakling. A bully bullies a soft target. Now, I will, in a very brief story here. In my primary school days, that was about nearly 50 years ago. There was this young man who had a large chest. He was always, beating up people everywhere, and he was being feared seriously by, some of our schoolmates then in primary school. But in this particular occasion, he attempted bullying someone that was close to me, and I told him, I said, you can't do it. And he dare challenge me. I told him, because then when you fight in school, you will be given suspension. I told him, don't worry, after school period, let's meet at the school toilet, which was far from the school block. It was inside the bush. And he agreed to the challenge. And after school, we went there. To cut the long story short, that same bully ate more than enough sand, because then, back in days, if you beat somebody and didn't supply the person enough sand in the
you broke the school rules in your primary school days.
No, that was after the official school hours. And you know what happened? From that day on, that young man was beaten by nearly everybody he went to, because they were afraid of his death. So for me, the man is simply saying that, look, my principal is a bully, is a weakling, and it is very obvious by what we have seen so far, like someone earlier stated, when this bully didn't come, we have insecurity majorly in the northeast. But as we speak today, northwest, north central, southwest, south, southeast, in fact, even the president, one of the things they use in welcoming president to his Daura village was the abduction of 300 students. Who can be? What can you describe that? That's the height of weakling.
All right. No. Let's tone it down, there.
Yeah. For me, I wouldn't be angry with
Femi Adesina.
Femi, but I also want to tell Femi that he. Garuba Shehu and the rest of them are the ones that need to be whipped into line.
All right then.
They go astray so much.
Thank you very much, AV. AV has made me think, like he said, insecurity has spread, insecurity has spread ever since, the last 3, 4, 5 years. And I'm thinking, looking at Femi Adesina's statement side by side with the spread of insecurity, could it be that the iron fist, instead of helping us build, destroyed institutions, I'm just saying, I'm thinking out loud. I should shut up, right? 95.1fm, what's your name? Anybody home?
My name is Innocent Tomorrow, and I'm calling you from Akwa Ibom.
Innocent Tomorrow from Akwa Ibom State, welcome.
Thank you very much. Sometimes I do wonder the kind of people that are ruling us. An aide to the president come out to tell the world the Nigerians need an iron hand like Buhari as the president. What message is it trying to convey to the world? Trying to tell the world that the government is a kind of federal government. When people criticize the government, they now go against the people. And that is very bad trend, because that will not take us anywhere. Last 2 weeks, I listened to the police IG, the order he gave that men should go against those that are destroying government property. Shoot on fire and all that. Kill them, go take the word to their island to kill them. That if they talk about human rights and justice, the matter will come to his table and nothing will be done about it.
Are you there?
Me. And it's very bad. Which way are we going as a country? Look at the Twitter, because they move comfortable. The federal government of Nigeria put down on this. And the same thing was done to Donald Trump. And nothing, it did not react badly. Even yesterday, and the news came up that even his Facebook and Instagram has suspended him for 2 years and even did not fall. Why is it in Nigeria that everything is always, taken out of proportion? So that statement from Bishino, for me, is uncalled for. If there anybody that, claims to be a leader and you're using iron fist, for me, I would see as a dictator. I would see as a tyrant. I understand that's not the best way to lead.
All right.
The best way is always dialogue. If people are agitating, use dialogue and follow. You can't use fire to quench fire, and that's what's happening in Nigeria. Because I don't know whether they listen to news all over the world. That even if you are
Summarize, please.
Most people are also affected. The government
All right, the line seems to be breaking there, so I can't even really make out what you're saying. But I just went back in Twitter, and for some reason, I can see some new tweets. I'm wondering if it means that Twitter is back up again. I don't know what's happening, but I can see some tweets. Maybe not as much as it should be, but they are there. But moving on. Iron Fist, is that what we need? Femi Adesina is saying that's what Nigerians deserve. Do you agree with him? What do you also make of the point where he called his principal a kind bully, a kind one, a good bully, a wonderful bully, I should put it that way. What do you make of it? A leader should do everything and whatever to ensure peace. You agree with that? You agree with that as well? Do we use crime to fight criminality? That's the question on my mind. 95.1fm, what's your name?
Good morning. My name is Daniel.
Daniel, good morning, welcome.
Good morning. You say your Twitter handle is down.
No, I said it's working. It's. I can see tweets coming in. I'm looking at it.
That's why I'm saying that if your own is down, that means you're living the era of life, Mohammed. This is 21st century. I am a 21st century Nigerian. My Twitter is on.
No, I'm not looking at you people who are using VPNs. No, I'm not there yet, but I'm still trying to find out how much.
You're not here.
No,
even that Buhari, who is not parody accounts, I ask him a simple question: what are you doing here?
All right, Daniel, let's get to the main conversation now. Yeah.
All right, for me, I think the statement of the spokesman of the president is not different from other spokesman. I keep on saying it. These image makers, first of all, they have to defend their office.
Okay.
And they have to defend their master.
All right.
Using any language or even making sure that they use any means of doing that, they will do that. But put me today that maybe future to come, he said, Daniel says so. Any day that this government leaves office, if it is the same man, he will be the one front telling you rule of law. He will be in other media, this is against rule of law.
All right.
He will be the ones even write, this is against democracy. Hey, this is not anti-democracy, because it's no longer in the government. I don't know why people, when they leave government, they see the whole why we should have a democracy.
Daniel,
I'm with you.
Some people have argued that the men perpetrating this violence, the what do you call them? The bandits, the hoodlums, the terrorists, causing chaos left, right, center. They don't pay attention to the law when they do this. As a matter of fact, they are breaking the law. So why should we complain when the president or the governor, for instance, wants to break the law?
There is no any government in this world that want to break the law. But that is why you are even the government.
Interesting.
When you are coming as a government, people, in fact, the reason why we have government is because there must be people who want to disobey the law. That is why you are having a government. Government come as a people consensus. Social contract. You have to come, we elect you. Not because you are so powerful, but because when we give you our power, our consensus, you become a government to govern us. So there will be a normal society. So what you should do is to do what? Uphold the law. It doesn't matter whatever people think about it. That is how we say we have constitution. Okay, are you not telling me that we should go to Asolok and put Buhari out of there?
No, of course
is
not.
That what you're telling me?
Of course not.
No, because we have a constitution. Because this doesn't allow us to do that.
All right.
Buhari is not powerful than me physical. But he's powerful today because of what? Because of consensus and because of constitution.
Because of the law, yeah. Sure.
Well, because of that is why he's more powerful than me. But if you take away the law, I don't think a man of 80-something years should be stronger than me. Physical, it's not possible. So when you are there now telling me that you have to suspend the constitution, you have to be so powerful because people are not obeying the law, because people are not committing crime. All over the world, people commit crime. And government have to use the law to make sure people pay for their crime.
All right.
Why are you not telling me you have laws?
All right.
Why are you not telling me we have institution of laws? Take them off if you think they're not going to exist. For me, I'm not expecting any different thing. You see the government, that is who they are.
Right.
Making sure they defend themselves, commit crime in terms of who do you want, in terms of obeying law, which is not good for our democracy. Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling in there. Keep your calls coming in. But first of all, I'm going to read some of the messages. This one says, good morning, Mr. Kalada, not Canada, Kalada. It is unfortunate, the set of people that happens to be leading us at this point in time. Nobody is against this iron fist, but you should also apply the same iron fist or iron hand on headsmen, kidnappers, Boko Haram, and not when people clamor for separation. You will send troops there. They kill, destroy, and maim. His one-sided attitude is the cause of all this agitation for separation. His body language is quite annoying and self-provoking. The president and presidency's attitude and body language is partial. Steve from Port Harcourt, that's on WhatsApp. Melody Uniport, we are metaphorically blessed with leaders whose personality trait portray exaggerated know-it-all mentality, despotic and paranoid dispositions. The words of Femi is a reflection of poor human relational skill and naivety arising from mediocrity complex. Bullying is always a function of poor communication skill. With all the iron fist and unsmiling face of Buhari, where has it led us? All right, that's from Melody in the Port. JT Olushola in Port Harcourt said, good morning, Kalada. It's a pity that in the time that the nation needs a father figure who will unite the divisive threads of our existence. You say you wept yesterday watching the live interview of the parents of kidnapped children. We need a president who's responsive, responsible, proactive, and very protective of his citizens. Not a bully. Nigeria is not a toy baby to be bullied, but he, I think he meant, but is he indirectly saying PMB is weak and incompetent, that a strong Iron Man should overthrow? Okay, all right then. I don't know about that part and I can't read it. Let's see now. This one says, every word used by Femi Adesina is apt and expected. Okay, give me a second there. Okay, the device is acting up. Okay, I don't know what's happening to WhatsApp there. Maybe it's been banned. This is Canada, the hoodlum who carries gun and unleashes terror into society. What are his grievances? Has he approached the court? When a person acts lawlessly, he should be treated without recourse to the law, and is coming from lawman. This one says, Adesina's opinion is germane, sensible, and spot on, but I hope when Pharaoh, who knew not Joseph, ascends the throne one day, his opinion remains the same. Edu. All right, Edu, thank you very much for that text message. This one says, good day, it is me, Engineer Peter, your friend. Hey, my friend, how are you? You went on to say, I am not working. Oh, really? Okay, thank you very much. All of this cam messages that you guys will send on a normal day. Let's see what we have here. Every word used by Femi Adesina is apt and expected because the leader must be firm and active, and our president represents this. PMB must do everything possible to keep Nigeria together. Though anyone can interpret Femi's word how it suits them, but Nigeria needs a character like Buhari. He is indeed a leader with exemplary character. Our people in the south deserve what has come to them by allowing Nnamdi Kanu to destroy the psyche of the youth, including the political leaders. All right, somebody saying that. He didn't drop his name, actually. Kalada, good morning and happy weekend. The statement of Femi Adesina has totally confirmed that Mr. President's administration is an autocratic government. Femi Adesina has exposed his principle that his government is anti-people's government from Tangod Atwegu. All right. Okay. Very good. Very wonderful. Let's go back to the phone lines. One last call and we call this a wrap. Oh, lost that one. 95.1 FM.
Canada.
That's my name.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Canada, Nigeria, we don't need hard some people.
Are you sure?
We need strong institution, not strong
men. Not strong men.
Not strong men. We need a strong institution.
But sorry. Oh, you're even gone. Remember the COVID-19 lockdown. Stay at home. A lot of you would not stay at home. It took the presence of the governor of Rivers State on the street for a lot of you to know that, the lockdown was serious. So, sometimes you guys can be stubborn. No offense to anybody. I think my time is fast spent. I think we would have to wrap this conversation right about now. But I'm tempted to take one last call. 95.1 FM. Who's the lucky last caller?
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning to you.
This is Canimon calling from Port Harcourt. First of all, I want to ask that every government in the world breaks the law. So there is no government that not breaks law.
All right. We've got to go. Thank you very much. Every government breaks the law, you said. But my time is fast spent, and it's time for me to make way for the prof as it brings you social transformation conversations, because Nigeria needs to shift gear and it needs to get better and move towards the promised land. Good morning. Stay tuned. Conversations, remember, on Today 95.1 FM.
What is the purpose of government? How important are your rights to you? How satisfied are you with the way the government works? Social Transformation is a show that is geared towards making individuals aware of the different structures of government, the roles they play in the society, and the different ways in which one can participate in the governing process, which is one of the most important rights of citizenship.
Parasites, there are parasitic societies. So in this program, we need to know and be clear whether this our society is a parasitic society.
Because we are voice of the people, and we want everybody's voice and opinions to be heard. Join us every Saturday,
11 to 12.
Social Transformation with Professor Andrew Femini on your premium talk radio Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt.
You better mind yourself, oh boy. No do blah blah for ya.
Yeah. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of Social Transformation. I was not thinking I'll be around today, but one or two things which I will discuss much later. Kept me in Port Harcourt. I want to mention a few important developments showing that when the people wake up, they can force positive change in the system. That there's no system that is so stone coated that it cannot move towards social transformation. The first has to do with the deadline by our brothers and sisters to the federal government to reconstitute the board of the NDDC. I want to thank the courage of Tom Polo, Ateke Tom, and a few other committed members who want to see things done properly and in line with even the extant law created by this same Nigerian state we are struggling to change. I hope that they will remain unyielding and that the board of the NDDC will be put in place sooner than later. That's one. Two is the fact that I want to acknowledge the progressive stand of the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Bajabia Mila, who has consistently stood for a new Nigeria. He has clearly stated in the week we are ending that in reality we don't have a real constitution. What we have, what we are calling a constitution, is really not a constitution, and that is our position. Remember, he's the number 4 man sitting where he's supposed to operate the 1999 constitution. He's finding it very uncomfortable because you only need to look between the lines and you just know that we have a fake document. We have a fake document. And then the progressive stand of governors of the South who called for restructuring, including leaders like Tinubu, who have come out openly to say this country cannot continue the way it is. Our own great-grandfather, Ike Clark, has joined his voice at over 90 years that Nigeria in its current form is not sustainable. So who really are those who want this country to remain where it is, not to make progress? Because we have taken time to outline the challenges facing this country, and it is obvious that this country needs to start afresh. I'm hearing some people want to change Nigeria's name to United Republic of whatever, the United African Republic. I don't know whether Nigeria is now Africa. Want to steal Africa's name and put in a country's name. We have confusion. Ask me to give Nigeria a name, I will just say Liberation Country. You see, name is not the problem. That's the point I want to make. Name is not the problem. The problem is the content, the character of the state, the non-democratic nature of the state. You see, the fact that some people are resisting proper placement of the states to be among the Committee of Nations, either by position of religion or by position of advantage gained over abuse of the constitution and maybe military dictatorship. They think there is advantage to always protect. Those advantages really don't amount to advantages. Because like we have seen, poverty, illiteracy, all sorts of diseases, beggarly attitude are even endemic in some of the areas where resistance to change is also a problem. So I really don't understand where the resistance is coming. I want to state that the statement of the Sultan of Sokoto if that is the only thing he told the Constitutional Review Committee that went to him, that they should have in the Constitution Muslim right to wear hijab. If he ever said that, then it means we are going back 100 years. Modern countries are asking people to show their identity as individuals without attachment to religion. We don't want to sell religion, whether Christian, whether Muslim. We don't want to sell those things. Keep them to your private life. And they want to get us back to putting certain things in the Constitution. That is, as far as I'm concerned, that is a very dangerous thing that can even lead to the killing of the country. See? So we should be sensitive about what others cannot live with. We should be sensitive about what others can live with. We should be sensitive about how to live our lives without hurting other people. Those are the issues that this program is all about. This program is saying a bigger, better, well-refined, governed Nigeria is possible. And so many people have lost patience with this country. So many people have lost patience. And we can see that in the losing of patience with Nigeria, so many dimensions to losing faith with Nigeria are manifesting daily and getting stronger and stronger, that it is becoming almost impossible for anybody to put his life on ground and guarantee that in the next 1 year Nigeria will be stable. In the next 2 years Nigeria will be stable. Nobody can guarantee. You already, instability is raging. Almost, it's now a question of becoming like Harmattan fire. And the government is now struggling, including putting out statements that everybody thinks that should not have been put out. We don't remind society that there was once war where millions died. You don't do that. See? And that is a mistake that all of us should admit, whether you are APC or PDP or, like I keep saying, ABGA, because they control the state. The rest, I don't want to talk about them. Whatever party that you belong to, whether you are in the NGO sector, nobody should put out a statement reminding people there was once war and that it will be done again. No. As I sit here, I don't want to be a captive, and I don't want to have the brain of a captive. I want to have the brain of a free citizen. I want people around me, people in Nigeria, to have brains of free citizens. As it is, the Nigeria that exists today still has winners and losers heavily marked in the politics, in the economic arrangements, and in the cultural efforts to impose dominance here and there. Those are things that call for a new constitution. Those are the things that foundational ideals address. You see, those are the things that if you don't address, you can't get your politics right. And if you don't get your politics right, you can never get your economy right. As I see politicians, as I see governments at state and local government and national level grappling to pretend as if they are doing something about the economy, I know that the problem lies in the politics of our society. Let me say today that I am convinced. Some people ask me, Prof, why are you for one Nigeria? Why are you not for this splitting of this British era, what I have called original sin of Britain since 1994, 1940? Why have I not joined the move for? If Nigeria splits, I will not die. It will not touch me anything. If I like, I go to upper part of Nigeria and settle and become citizen. If I like, I come here. I have multiple citizenship because of my personal history. So I will go where I want to settle. But I cannot, in good conscience, call for secession, because every small state in the world is small by power. All. No small state has big power. None. Because the power of a nation is tied to its population, is tied to its resources, and population has something to do with economic power in terms of market. You see? So, I don't want to become Namibia. I don't want us to go and create Costa Rica. I don't want chicken republics. I don't want. No matter how you feel about Nigeria, if we can come up with a constitution that can end some of the issues I'm going to list today, why not do it? Why not? Why not allow it? If you can have a constitution that is a product of negotiation, genuine negotiation that satisfies the basic aspiration of the conglomerates of peoples and satisfies the individual rights of Nigerians, why not go for it? Because you are going to create a better society from it. If you're going to have a constitution that ensures that people produce rather than consume what they don't produce, which is in fact the main reason that continues to hurt me, that since 1914 up to the end of First Republic, there was production going on in the regions. There was production. There was a time the North relied on groundnut, cotton, coffee to run their basic institution, that region. And the university like ABU came from those resources. There was a time Western Nigeria ran its economy based on cocoa. We all know that. And Obafemi Awolowo University today, University of Ife, was once the tallest building in Nigeria. It came from sales of cocoa. In the East, palm produce was the mainstay. Opera was regional, what do you call it? Is it regional what they were called? And Midwest blossomed with rubber, with timber. The records are there. Soon after oil came into the Nigerian economy, laziness surfaced. People dropped their farming gowns. Today, Nigeria has become a country that depends on crude oil earnings up to 85% of our foreign exchange earnings. 85%. And we know where crude oil is coming from. Which means the rest of Nigeria is depending on the resources of a small part of the country. Since 1973 at least. Do you know the damage you are causing to those people of carrying the burden of Nigeria at the federal, state, and local governments and running all the institutions that you call Nigeria institutions, some of them irrelevant? Do you know the irreparable damage being done to this region? And yet, we don't have the strength of character to say, look, if these problems we are highlighting are based on your constitution, then that constitution quickly needs to give way. Quickly needs to give way. And then we come up with a constitution that will promote our common good. Is that a difficult thing if we have the will? Have I not said here severally that many American states depend on agriculture to earn billions of dollars, if not trillions of dollars every year? Many American states strictly depend on farming. Ask anybody who has stayed in America. If you buy a finger of banana, you pay tax. Joe Biden is not proposing 6 trillion, 5 trillion, because there's somewhere they're getting money, free money. It is based on taxation policy of the US government. Bigger tax, smaller tax, that is their politics. But do we earn anything from farming? How much does the federal government earn? All the food we eat, who pays tax? How do they remit tax? If you buy one finger of banana, which is not sold along the street, you need to go to the grocery store. Immediately they put your tax, and the money leaves immediately to where taxes go to. Instant. The point is that agriculture should bring more money to Nigeria than crude oil. Agriculture should provide more money to Nigeria than crude oil. So this mentality of oil or nothing is going to kill some of us earlier than our time to die. Because it means that politicians simply don't understand how to migrate from oil dependency to an economy that is not mono. If you don't know how to migrate to economy that is not based on only crude oil, why do you seek election? Why do you want to be a governor? Why do you want to be president if you don't have this basic understanding of what it takes to move people to agriculture and mechanize your agriculture and start exporting agricultural produce in ships, millions of tons? Why should Malaysia be earning over $50 billion from palm produce related products, which we are not even earning from crude now? And we know how Malaysia came here to pick. We said these things in class, we said these things on the street, we said them on the radio station. And yet, our people are not shifting grounds. They are not showing signs that we can move. What has come to Nigeria now is Boko Haram. Some people don't want to go to school. They say those who have gone to school, they will kill all of them. Then you now have people who say they no longer believe in Nigeria. Let me tell you people, 2 days ago, in Owerri, I ran into this unknown gunmen. Face to face. If on a bad day, they would just have killed me. They just told me to turn my back, my vehicle, and pull back. That was how I came back to Port Harcourt to be in the studio today. On a bad day, I was gone. And it will be how a family died or did not die. Face to face, they blocked a flyover. I drove, trying to pass that flyover to Okigwe Road, only for people to be giving me sign I did not understand until I ran into them. At gunpoint, they turned me back. I'm telling you people that the challenges facing us as a society is no longer one we can play with. Dialogue, steadfastness. We need to be courageous at this time. We have reached a stage where something has to give way. If we continue the way we are going, it is doom already for us. But the doom will turn to reality. I want to also appeal again, like I usually do. Please, no more shedding of blood. Please, no more shedding of blood. Nobody should kill security agencies. Security agencies, please, the problem of Nigeria are real. Take it easy with people who are not happy with Nigeria. Don't resort to killing anybody. Don't go after crushing anybody. Nigeria needs to reform so that the citizens can now come to appreciate that Nigeria has reformed. Anything short of that will amount to suppression. And if you kill the way people think that they should be killed, genocide will come. And that's why I caution that anybody say, oh, we know how we did it the other time. Oh, we know how we did it. What did you do? Blockade, mass killings, all those things. The world has gone beyond that kind of thing. I suspect that if you try to go along that way, there will be oil blockade on Nigeria. And once they put oil blockade on Nigeria, Nigeria cannot last 1 week without selling oil. So nobody should underestimate or overestimate anybody's capacity in the world we now live in. In the world where people now know that nations are passing through genuine reforms to become human society. I wish this program can be aired in northern Nigeria, western Nigeria, and in the middle belt, so that I can convey to them their way and path to prosperity, their way and path to ending the mystery in those areas, so that they don't ever imagine that it is this false message by the elite who think that this is the Nigeria that can serve them, whereas this Nigeria has ruined them, so that they can begin to move towards liberation. I want to appeal to our friends to please take note. Nobody here, nobody, not even Professor Femini, wants a bad Nigeria. But when you don't want to reform your country or our country, like people say, you cannot tell people who feel tired that their tiredness means nothing. Everybody has a limit to what he can endure. Everybody has a limit to what he can endure. But for me, as a person, I'm educated enough to know that a bigger, better Nigeria is the right way to go. A Nigeria where our constitution represents our general will, and our constitution motivates production, and our constitution plays down centrifugal tendencies. You don't go and put in the constitution issues of religion in such a way. Just say that religious freedom should be there. All the issues or details are usually matters of National Assembly and matters of court judgments, which become dynamic as events change. But you go and put all those details. Churches should be built. People can go to Mecca. Pilgrimage board. All those things in the constitution. Are you people mad? Those things cannot be in the constitution. Show me any modern society where you have pilgrimage board in their constitution. Is it that we don't have educated people here who will put people right? Some of the details you have in your constitution don't need to be in a constitution in any part of the world. Come up with rights of citizens. They come up with overall direction. So many things in your constitution are left for National Assembly, legislature, and the courts. You can't put them there. Tie the hand of everybody. Tie the hand of government. Tie the hand of the court. Tie the hand of legislation. Tie the hand of journalists. Because you write all sorts of cramps into your constitution. A constitution becomes like an encyclopedia rather than a document that is maximum of 20, 30 pages. You have so much. Quota system, this, that. Irrelevancies. The role of local government. Abattoir. Who told you? Abattoir, markets. Where markets now on the internet, you have shall control market. Go and control internet now. See, my friends, I'm opening the studio and I want people to know that we are reaching the feverish climax of what has to give way. We can't continue like this. Sure, we can't continue. The numbers to call in are 0817 000 951 0817 000 951. The other number is 0810 0810 9510 951 0810 9510 951. The phone lines are now open. Hello.
Professor. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
God will bless you for enlightenment.
Thank you very much.
All right. I like the language you use. That if you don't have the ideology, you don't have the capacity, you don't know the volume of agriculture, why will you come and contest as a president or as a governor? I mark that out. Most of them don't know what administration is all about. They don't know. They just come there as an opportunity and they cannot execute the position of spy. They are not ready to lead. They don't know what politics is all about. But because they have opportunity to come there, they just swing into the position. And then the people they are leading are suffering in their hands. God will bless you for this revelation you are giving us. But I don't know when this social transformation is taking place. You should act fast. Whatever thing it may cause, we Nigerians, we are ready to volunteer ourselves and follow you up. Tell us the date, the time, in the venue.
where are we settling and then carry out this very responsibility?
Thank you very
we
much.
Support you
Thank
and we keep on supporting you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Welcome. Hello.
Hello, Professor. Good
morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Okay, morning.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm Peter calling from the back of here.
Welcome.
In fact, I think I don't even know how to sum up what I want to talk because I can see your heart. I've been listening to you all the years, talking, hammering on one thing, trying to see if Nigeria, as you have rightly said, you know that majority, as large as it is, and as it was before, I don't know whether it's still like that when they say the giant of Africa. I think it is because of this same view that Nigeria was nicknamed the giant of Africa because of unity. But with what is going on now, I want to say it's a pity, but it can't end in talking. I know that person like me, somebody will say, but mine is to stand and support somebody like you, we still have people planted in different places. Is there no way that the voice of reasoning like you will overwhelm, no matter the gun they use in this nation, no matter the tricks they use in this nation to come with this same constitution, use it and say they are defending constitution by 2023. Now they will still come up with it. Is there no way this voice of reason will come together and stand with words, not with weapons, as you are talking and everything, and something be done immediately? That's my question. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I believe that as many people become conscious of what we are doing, the number is important. I have said that China changed to become what it is because 3 million people marched on Beijing. 3 million minimum. And it was clear that the government then fell. And that's where China is. So the more we spread this message, then the number will tell the political class as it is today that there is a revolutionary pressure from under, like Lodake says. That is what we intend to do. Hello. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Good morning.
Yes, Professor, good morning.
Good morning, welcome.
Yes. Mazi, our David. Last week I was not lucky to get you online.
Mazi, welcome.
Thank you very much. You see, I do appreciate your words. But let me start with this. I myself, Mazi, our David Carlo, I believe on no matter how little, in as much as you are human and you form a country, because a country is formed by organism, not by creation of a white man, like you always said.
Yeah.
That's number one. And I believe also that Nigeria is bigger than Chad, two of us.
Correct.
And I was here, and you were here also, when Chad chased Boko Haram away from their own territory down to the bigger side of the country, created by a white man. Now let me ask again. Can you form a house or a castle between you and a madman? I don't think it is possible, because there will be so much misunderstanding that you cannot even harbor anymore. So what am I trying to say? What you are doing right now at this particular hour, I don't believe there is a qualified northern man that can do that. I don't believe that. Not that I'm against them. No. Actually, no. I have my younger brothers there, my younger sisters there, married there. Even one turned to Islam today. I'm telling you the truth. I'm not against them. What am I trying to say? There are people Elohim created on their own way, like what do I call him, Ishmael. And there are people created in a promise form. Promise, that's Isaac. It is not a bad thing. The white man came here for a business. He created the country for a business and left the country for a business. Then why not, when you want to left or leave, why didn't he give it to Azikiwe or Awolo, who are educated similar to him? Later he handed it over to someone that I know till tomorrow. that my own religion is more educated than them. But the problem now is this: dialogue is the main, should I say, agony, or should I say, the maggot eating up the brain of my brothers from the north. What do I mean? They don't have that wisdom or spirit of dialogue. Everything is war, and conquest. That's why instead of having an army of the nation, you have army of conquest. I don't want to go deep into that. Maybe when you go, ask them that logo, that Islamic logo in the army uniform. What is the meaning of that? It is a meaning of Ottoman Danfodius religion. You cannot do that. We call it Wahhabi. It's an Islam, but it's a different part of ideology. You need more things to do over this particular country because I don't believe on the name. Now, you say you want to change the name. Do you think it was possible for you to come and say you want to change the name of the country? It's not because of the particular atmosphere that we are in now. It is already gone. Whiling and whiling in the modern day. The falcon cannot hear the falconer. Things fall apart. The center cannot solve. May anarchy. And that is what we are in right now. Thank God for your life that you survived that threat in Imo State. I so much love Elohim for that, for saving your life. That is how we walk. Anybody walking with the truth, you are the light of the darkness. Darkness cannot do you any harm. Only walk out of that darkness and say, darkness, please be here whenever I'm in. But whenever I'm out, you can perform your own miracle. I'm a vigilante. When things come around, I say, hey, please, from this side, please take off your hand. Why? Because the neighboring side doesn't care about me. They don't know about me. They don't know the risk I take for them. Yeah. My life is involved.
Thank you very
much. But they don't know. Thank you. So what am I trying to say is please.
No, it's okay. Thank you. See, my friends, consensus building involves contradictions, and contradictions drive social progress. Conflicts, if not destructive, war-like conflict, also drives progress. No society progresses by complete unity. No opposites. So the differences we notice in Nigeria can be the driving force for social transformation. I want to repeat. Conflicts and contradictions drive society. When you dialogue by understanding the conflicts and social contradictions, you come up with higher synthesis about how things should be. It is important that we take note of this. For example, if you take this issue of religious differences, do you people know that Tunisia is an Islamic country, but it has banned polygamy? So that you are going to mosque or you are a Muslim in Tunisia does not give you right to marry two wives. Muslims in America, Britain, Canada, all over the other parts of the Western world, you dare not marry two wives. You can't even dream of marrying underage, the kind of discussion we're doing here. You see? But they're still the same Muslims. I think whether it was Saudi Arabia that was the last country to also ban polygamy. So, modernity, proper education is beginning to let people know that women are not objects. Women are human beings like men, and therefore must be given the right respect like we give to ourselves. That is why I keep telling people that this idea of Solomon marrying 700 wives or 300 wives and concubines is not a good part of the Bible. Except that we philosophers will try to interpret it as a king having access to all the women in his domain, clearly are his wives by the nature of rulership. But if it is that Solomon moved from one woman to the other until he reached 700, then that is not a good part of the Bible story for me to even be proud of, because it shows clearly how women were debased at a particular time. Today, no constitution can give any leeway for women not to be given equal rights in education, in workplace, in anything privilege like men. That is the universal standard today. It is in all documents of the United Nations, and Nigeria is a signatory to the United Nations. So you cannot now come to Nigeria and in the name of Islam, you now marry 4 wives, even when you have no reason to marry one because you don't even have the means. These are the issues that we must confront in rewriting our constitution. We must know where religious extremism begins and ends. You see? So, my friends, we have our problem here in the South. The whole country needs to go through soul searching. But the point I'm making is that we must push as a people. We cannot give up. If you give up, you live with the consequences of giving up. You live with the consequences of giving up. Hello?
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning. Welcome.
Today calling for Patapon.
Uday, welcome.
Yeah, my dear brother, I really appreciate you all the time that I get a way to call you. Brother, see, the problem of Nigeria, constitution is the problem. But you know the most foundational problem that we have? People that claim to be the leaders of Nigeria, being the northerners. See, let's just forget about Nigeria government. People keep on saying Nigeria government. Who are those that even making the constitution? They're the one that writes the constitution. They're the one that implement it. They're the one that following the constitution the way they want. The problem of Nigeria is constitution here, but the people that is governing us, being the northerners, you know that God has brought up in Meduguri. If you went to Meduguri, as I'm talking to you now, and it has become another town, whereby Bukalang has destroyed everything that the government of the country built out there. And for example, if you brought up in the northern Nigeria, you find out that some people, a grown-up man of 30 years, still be begging food on the street. Not by joke. I'm not saying this is not what I don't know quite all right. A man of 30, 40 years, you see Aramajiri. In the system of a country that came to own Kudo, own everything down. How do you expect that such a system will make any good out of it? By a man of 30, 40 begging food on the street. But dear brother, look, let me tell you, there is one thing that I'm assuring myself, and assuring those listeners that Nigeria can never be structuring and changing our new constitution. The constitution is made, the only best thing that we should be thinking of is the plan B. I'm telling the truth, my dear brother. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. When you come up, hello.
Yes, Prof.
Good morning. Good morning.
Prof, I just wanted to listen today, but I couldn't hold myself back.
Your name, sir?
Yes, Honorable.
Honorable. Okay, Honorable, welcome.
Yes. The thing is your efforts are good and commendable. Like some people that have spoken earlier. When they talk about the North, it's not as if anybody hates the North. The thing is that this value system matters a lot. It's fundamental. These people are feudalistic, and the South are majorly Republicans that understand what democracy is all about. You are the one that gave me the idea of gatekeepers. Now, you might have your own explanation, but what I got from it is that gatekeepers, there are people that are in charge of Nigeria. It's just like when you mentioned Sultan about hijab and all those things. You will be shocked that after this their regime, if it works, that thing you are fighting against, provided Sultan has said it will enter there. There are Sokoto Caliphate that are in charge of Nigeria, and in the National Assembly, they are the majority there. Prof, you understand this thing? If, like somebody told you, if they can get somebody like you in the North to do this kind of a thing, the whole country will change. Look at the way they are attacking Deji, Adeyenju, and the Showere. Just because these people are fighting for one Nigeria, for Nigeria to be better. We that are on social media, we see how they call him devil, that he is against the Buhari, he is against Islam and all those. Prof, I assure you, if you go to North to preach this thing you are preaching here, they will condemn you. They say you hate Buhari, that you hate Islam, that you are anti-Nigeria. This element is something. It's not a joke. And we are playing with it. When the jungle will mature, it will affect everybody.
Thank you very much.
I'm sorry for your experience.
Thank you very much. Yes, no. For the Imo State incident, we were all lucky. So, I've overcome it. I'm just hoping that the reality about what happened there is part of why I am saying that the earlier we go towards fundamental reforms, the better. See, when you organize for reforms, like the Speaker of the House of Reps, I keep saying it, there are important gatekeepers today who we need to encourage to be strong, who need to know that from the bottom, we are ready to support them. We are behind them. People should send messages to the speaker, write essays to the speaker, put posts on the Facebook to the speaker. The speaker needs all of our support. He needs all of our prayers at this time so that his will to make sure that we now have a... See, you can ignore this process of constitutional reform, but you can be surprised, and you may be surprised to see how far the constitutional reform can go. Some people are gradualists. Reform at a time, reform at a time is also progress. But some of us want sovereign national conference so that we can start afresh and build a proper country. The responses coming today, our brothers in the north who are gatekeepers, they have no choice. Left for them, there will be no motion. But there's already motion. And the motion is inevitable. Like I said, how can you weaken the potential of the north to almost 0% when everybody knows that the strength of the north is agriculture? I don't want to discuss Boko Haram because if you don't have a proper state where people are guaranteed basic food and all that, they will resort to what Thomas Hobbes calls brute antagonism, animal instinct behavior. You capture human being, say give me 100 million. You capture human being, you keep it in the bush for, keep the human being in the bush for 2 years. You capture human being, you slaughter. You capture human being, you maim the person. What else is animal behavior if that's not animal behavior? Which is going on around almost all countries. In the south, you see stories of ritual killings. Ritual. You kill a human being, expecting a human being to give you money. What kind of primitivity can't we see as a people? What kind of backwardness is not coming out in our mentality? This one is in the south, it's not in the north. That's why I said that the sickness we need to overcome is in all parts of Nigeria, in huge quantity, all parts of the country. So we need to elevate our capacity for good reasoning. Maybe I'm fortunate to have read philosophy, but that I read philosophy doesn't mean those who don't read philosophy will now be driven superstitiously to do things that common sense does not support. So I want to say that our brothers and sisters in the north must, I repeat, must come to terms that this current Nigeria, where they are not producing, they are not contributing to the economy, and they are running local governments, running state governments based on resources that don't come from them, honestly, cannot be sustained. It cannot be sustained. We have discussed alternative economic arrangement for this country in this program. What has prevented those alternative economic arrangement that is better for the north, that will end Al-Majarif? Do you know that they are looking for workers? They bring workers from other countries to go to American farms and be picking apples, oranges, fruits, and they are paid as much as $12 per hour to pick apples. Machines process those things in the farms, and the human beings go to pick to be earning $12 per hour, and they are looking for workers. The farms are like from here to Sokoto. You know the size of America. You see? So, what is your own problem that people are on the street begging? People are on the street begging, not just in the north, in the south. We see them everywhere. Why are you not setting up farms, poultry, piggery? Why are you not doing things that will get people to become productive? You bank keke, like somebody I met at Owerri. Say the bank keke, you bank keke, what will he do? That's all keke used to employ almost 20,000-30,000 in Owerri. You come and bank keke. You come to Port Harcourt, you bank keke. As you're banning them, you're shifting onto unemployment. You're not providing alternative. What are you banning them for? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, Prof. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, my name is Prince, calling from Today.
You're welcome.
Prince, I think we're enjoying your program. The thing is that Nigeria is a very difficult place. The government is not understanding. Each time they keep surprising us. Populace themselves are far, far better.
Can you speak out a bit?
Okay, sorry. Am I not loud enough?
No, I'm hearing you well now.
Okay. The populace, I mean the citizens themselves, are more far better off than those in the government, especially in the southern Nigeria. How can a president come to the worldwide social media and be threatening the Igbo people of Nigeria, reminding them of genocide which took place 50 years ago, that he was part of that genocide and is going to do it again? And Prof, you're preaching one Nigeria and social transformation. Is that going to be possible? Because we are citizens, they are not even seen us, they are seen as subjects. They don't see us as citizens, but as their subjects. You see to that? So these people, as for us, we have a transformed and better Nigeria. But these people will never let it happen. And they are the key players in the government, not us, who are the people. And they are viewing to us as their own subjects. That is why one man in one political office can just go there and impeach few price. Just go there and say anything they like without knowing that we are also human beings like they are. And some of them, before getting to that office, we are nobodies because they are now in that consensus office that we have now, everybody, they took our mandate by bring that age that they call election in Nigeria. So the thing is that we support the movement, but I want to also remind you that this movement now we also need for people to come out on the street to drive it home. Because on the media here alone, it might not be able to achieve the desired results or purpose.
Thank you very much.
And by the hello.
Sorry. I thought you had made your point. Okay, you see, like I said, this message we are conveying has one target for now: spread political consciousness around River State. It can take 6 months, 1 year to spread this message. But once the message has caught up with the masses, the next stage will be easy. If you call people today, you might get 100 people, 500 people. That's not what we are talking about. We are talking about human force with a clear message. There will come a time when you will be going around like Jehovah's Witness to preach this thing based on conviction. But you see, remember our rule is non-violence. As it is, I want to mention this issue of white band. I was advised, I don't need to tell you who was advised, that we might be putting people at harm's way today because of the state of the country, because of what is going on today. Before you know it, somebody might just be shot, believing it's a cultist or whatever. And because we don't have the means of rescuing people instantly when those things happen, and the country is already in some form of pronounced and advanced violence, and our message is non-violence, we should stick to radio, campaign for now until the atmosphere is better, and I have no choice but to listen to expert advice, so I don't endanger people for now. Curfew is still in place. Government is still hypersensitive about security or insecurity, even in River State. So we're going to get to the stage of physical mobilization, white armband, while we watch events unfold in the country. Hello.
Hello, Prof.
Hello.
Good morning. Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, welcome.
Yes, Prof. You have spoken very well.
Welcome.
Prof, you see, this issue we have been gambling around with all humanitarian costs. Politics is a small inch of human existence. Am I correct, Prof?
Correct.
So what are we talking about? We can restructure the country by ourselves, even without the politicians. Prof, if we plant a banana farm from Jenegua down to Abua, will the government or the president stop it?
No.
If we collect species of snails from Abua and replant them, will the government or the president stop it?
No.
If you collect Isam and Ingolo that are already going to extinction, and then we refarm them, will the government or the presidency or the North or Islam or Christian stop it?
No.
We don't have human consciousness. Prof, you need to get allies together. We need business thinking head to take over the system. Am I correct, Prof?
It can help.
So what we need to do now is, in as much as we are revoluting for good governance and all that, let us take our business and our economic value into consideration. They mop up the coin, they mop up the smaller notes. Businessmen can revert those things. If I have a business that gives me a profit of 3 naira per individual, and I have a customer base of 3 million, Prof, you know how much I'll be making in a day or in a week. Let's get this business orientation started, and let us reorientate our business mind. People will stick billions in their account doing nothing.
Yeah,
my
friend, thank you very much. The challenge we have is not really about that kind of thing you are saying. In a restructured Nigeria, people like you would definitely find prominence in terms of what you want to do. The issues involved in Nigeria today are issues of structural and institutional damage to our collective existence. I'll give you an example. The total money available to Nigeria has been hovering around $45 billion, which they continue to devalue to create trillions of naira in terms of budget. So, as our population is increasing, the total money available for economic transformation of the country is also not increasing. You see, so I think that I will come back to this point next week, because this discussion now is going to end on a note where surely I must come back to it. Can we change Nigeria without dealing with constitutional issues? We'll continue from that next week. I want to thank everybody who has listened to us today and participated by calling. Another version next week. You're welcome.
Wetin I talk? When your mouth on the misfire, now my right to ask you. Now your right, where are you go give you? But if you don't know your right, baby, and you can't say no, you for talk and jeje. Cuckoo go radio, say you be carpenter. Ekbele o, Mrs. Shokule. Baby, no do gra for me. Baby,
Talk radio.
I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
Whether it's happening in Port Harcourt, South South, Nigeria, or around the world, we've got you covered. On air, online, delivering balanced news and unbiased analysis. Today, 95.1 FM.
This is Today. 95.1 FM. Port Harcourt. News.
Good afternoon. This is the World News at noon on your premium talk radio. Today, 95.1 FM Port Harcourt. I am Kala Karubatabo. Let's begin with the headlines. Condemnation still suspension of Twitter in Nigeria by the federal government. Federal High Court orders Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission to fix salaries and allowances of members of the National Assembly to reflect current economic realities. The leaders of Niger Delta ex-agitators support plans to shut down facilities of oil multinationals in the Niger Delta region. On the foreign scene, UN human rights experts called for the release of 21 lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans and gender diverse activists detained in Ghana. Stay tuned for the news in detail. Microblogging social platform Twitter has described the suspension in Nigeria as a brazen affront on citizens' fundamental human rights. In a statement, Twitter advised its users and other social media platforms in the country to download virtual private networks, VPNs, to enable them continue the use of the platform for economic survival and social and political engagement. It said the suspension, which is a reaction of the Nigerian government to the company's enforcement of its platform rules, is aimed at insulating the government from criticism, especially by Nigeria's youth, who are over 70% of the country's population. Also, Sweden and the Canadian High Commissioners have kicked against Twitter suspension. The Swedish High Commission in Nigeria, in a tweet, urged the Nigerian government to respect the rights of citizens to freedom of expression and information. While the Canadian High Commissioner to Nigeria, Nicholas Simad, in his tweet said freedom of speech used responsibly online and offline and access to reliable information are fundamental human rights protected by Nigeria's constitution and a cornerstone of democratic life around the world. In his reaction, the Nigerian Bar Association, while faulting the decision, described the action as a dent in the country's democracy. In a statement by its president, Olumide Akpata, the NBA said the action has not only violated the constitutional right of Nigerians to express themselves freely, but it was also economically counterproductive as it could scare investors away. Akpata said should the federal government fail to reverse the decision, the NBA would have no other option but to challenge it. Recall that the Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, yesterday in a statement signed by the ministry spokesperson Segun Adeyemi, announced the indefinite suspension of the operations of the micro-blogging and social networking service Twitter in Nigeria. The minister cited the persistent use of the platform for activities that are capable of undermining Nigeria's corporate existence. Recent statistics show that about 61.4% of Nigerian social media users use Twitter. The Association of Licensed Telecommunication Operators of Nigeria, ALTON, says it has received directives from the Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, to suspend access to Twitter. The president of ALTON, Mr. Gbenga Adebayo, made this known in a statement made available to journalists today in Lagos. Adebayo said ALTON has also conducted a robust assessment of the request in accordance with internationally accepted principles. Reports say access to Twitter through Nigeria's main phone providers has been blocked mainly in Lagos and Abuja, but still accessible on some Wi-Fi networks. Some Nigerians in Lagos and Abuja said they have been unable to connect to Twitter through two of the country's largest phone networks. Investigation by the BBC, however, shows that such terms such as VPN have now become popular. Many users of USSD services in Nigeria have started to see a notice to pay 6 naira 98 kobo for each transaction session. USSD is a critical channel for delivering financial services, especially for those who do not have access to physical banking infrastructure or internet services. The decision to charge users was reached in March by the Central Bank of Nigeria and the Nigerian Communications Commission. The decision was part of an agreement reached with deposit money banks following a disagreement between banks and telecom companies over USSD and other text message transaction requests. The charge is expected to be withdrawn from users' bank accounts and remitted to mobile network operators who provide infrastructure for the service to operate. The latest development has been widely criticized by Nigerians, especially on social media. The Federal High Court in Lagos, in the landmark judgment on Friday, ordered the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission (RMAFC) to fix the salaries and allowances of the 469 members of the National Assembly to reflect the economic realities in the country. In the ruling, the court also declared that the National Assembly Service Commission has no power to determine the remuneration and allowances of lawmakers. The judgment by Justice Chuka Austin Obiozo followed the consolidated suits brought by Mr. Monday Ubani, Mr. John Woku, more than 1,500 concerned Nigerians, socio-economic rise and accountability project, budgets, and Enough is Enough Nigeria. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has asked all managing directors of banks, their deputies, and executive directors to submit their asset declaration forms. The top executives are the first on the list of bankers expected to declare their assets. According to top source, the directive to the managing directors, deputy managing directors, and executive directors are contained in the June 1, 2021 letter to them. Report says they have up to 2 weeks to do so or risk a 10-year jail term. The National Youth Service Corps says it is not mobilizing corps members for war. The NYC Deputy Director Emeka Ngbemena made the clarification in a statement. The statement said the claims that corps members are being reserved for war was a misrepresentation of a recent interview by the NYSC Director General. According to the statement, Director General had stated that in line with the National Defense Policy, corps members are like soldiers on reserve because their education, exposure, and sophistication can make them easily adaptable to military training. The statement said the DG never at any point said that corps members are being mobilized to fight war. It noted that the scheme shall continue to safeguard the interests of corps members at all times. The Rivers State government has flagged off the construction of 900-bed hostel and 1,000-capacity auditorium for the Nigerian Law School in Bayelsa State. The governor had last year promised to construct the hostel as part of the state government's contribution to the advancement of legal studies in Nigeria. Speaking during the exercise in Yenagoa, Governor Nyesom Wike disclosed that the project will cost nothing less than 5 billion naira. Governor Wike also promised to construct another law school in Rivers State within 6 months if the Council of Legal Education of Nigeria approves the proposal.
As a state government, I'm ready within the next 6 months. I will give you everything you want, everything that is required to establish a law school in Port Harcourt. I'm willing to do that. Not wrong. What do you have the facilities you need? You need clients, 4 hostels, 2 for men, 2 for women. You have auditorium. You need a multi-purpose room. You need a law clinic. You need 2 hotel trial. You need a library. You need vehicles. You need where the staff we need. Not to pay your rent. If you are approved today that I should be a law school in Port Harcourt, give me 6 months. Everything will be but I can assure you, if you allow us to have it, your children will make sure they don't go to Abuja again. They will go to Lagos. Everybody wants to go to.
On his part, the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, who was represented at the event, said the proposal of the River State government will be given adequate consideration. Leaders of Niger Delta ex-agitators appear to be in agreement on plans to shut down facilities of oil multinationals and other federal government facilities. A federal government, through the office of the Minister of Niger Delta, failed to constitute the substantive board of Niger Delta Development Commission. 2 days after government Ekpe Mupolo popularly called General Tompolo, gave a 7-day ultimatum for constitution of a substantive NDDC board. Another ex-agitator, King Ateke Michael Tam, has expressed support for the 7 days ultimatum. His Royal Majesty King Ateke Michael Tam, who is now the Amayanabo of the Okuchiri Kingdom in Okriko local government area of River State, in a statement said the federal government may regret their actions should they fail to immediately constitute the substantive board for the Niger Delta Development Commission. King Ateke Tam, who is the former leader of the Niger Delta Vigilante Force, said the decision to back the 7 days ultimatum is due to the continued insincerity and an alleged open deceit adopted by the Niger Delta Affairs Minister, Senator Godswill Akpabio, in handling the affairs of the NDDC and the region at large. A statement signed by the Chief of Staff to Okuchiri Monarch, Chief Tamuno Komba Akulubo, called on President Mahmoud Buhari to heed to the clamor by the stakeholders in the region for the immediate constitution of a substantive board despite the forensic audit ongoing, saying stakeholders in the region desire to sustain the existing peace despite the rising insecurity in the southeast and other regions. You are listening to the World News on Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. After this break, more news, foreign and sports stories. Please do stay tuned.
Every day, every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today, 95.1 FM.
95.1 FM, Voice of the People.
And we're back.
You're still tuned to the World News at noon on Today 95.1 FM. Thank you for staying tuned. Welcome back now to the rest of the bulletin. Residents of Oyibo local government area of River State have lamented the hardship being experienced in the face of the curfew, which has lasted for nearly a year in the area. The night curfew in Oyibo was first announced last year after the end-SARS protest due to the destruction of some government properties by unknown men in the local government. Some residents of Oyibo who spoke with Today FM's Uchendu Ejowo complained that economic activities in the area have been grounded while some of their properties have been taken over by security operatives. The respondents, while calling on River State Governor Nyesom Wike to ease the curfew, said nightlife has become a thing of the past while their businesses are nothing to write home about. Other respondents also called on the governor to consider the construction of Oyibo Afam in Doki and other internal roads, which they said will ease the suffering of the people.
Before now, here is load, main load. People are passing. When they pass, when they see something they like, they can drop and buy. But now the load is blocked. Nobody is passing here now. Only people that are walking with food. Because of inside problem now, till now, since October till now, it's by the grace of God that we are selling. As you can see, this Oreo people that are around here is coming here to buy something. But now, since started, we have pros. All my plea is that they will look into the situation, see whether they will open load so that business will start again.
It's very hard now. Sometimes, even though you didn't send the money, during evening time in the night, you can be able to sell, but now there is no more. Even everything is now is very cost. A lot of people is suffering because of the lockdown. What I want them to do, at least this lockdown, they should shift it and keep it apart for people to be coping in their business.
We used to work from at least from 5 o'clock in the evening till 8 o'clock. But now, from 6 o'clock in the morning till 7 o'clock, nothing. So we want him to leave the ban.
Meanwhile, a stakeholder in Oyibo local government area of River State, Ike Daniel, has dismissed report that members of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra have their base in Oyibo. There has been reports that Oyibo is the base of IPOB members, but Daniel, who is an indigenous of Oyibo, said the report is not only a lie from the Peterville, but also a plot to bring Oyibo to nothing. Daniel, while insisting that the local government is calm, advised those spreading the claims to channel their energy to providing basic amenities that will help Oyibo people to better their lives.
There is no such thing as Oyibo is the local government that is recruiting IPOB or any enemy of government. They are calling a dog a bad name in order to kill it. Oyibo is a peaceful place. There's no development in Oyibo. Business very soon now, everywhere will be shut down. People are suffering. As we speak now, most part of Oyibo don't have light. But we've not picked up arms against the government of the day. We've only appealed to them to do the needful, not coming up with allegations to have reasons to shut them down. Since NSAS, Oyibo has been under lock and key till now. People are just managing to, you can see the non-indigenous have since left Oyibo. We want the honorable governor, the talk and do governor, we appeal to him to do the needful and give Oyibo people a peace so that by tomorrow we can talk good of him.
On the foreign scene, UN human rights experts have called for the release of 21 lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans and gender diverse activists detained last month. The LGBT rights defenders were arrested 2 weeks ago while attending a conference in southeastern Ghana and were detained on charges of unlawful assembly. On Friday, the UN human rights experts in a statement expressed deep concern and condemned the arrest and detention, which they said was based on discriminatory grounds, including sexual orientation. It called on the government of Ghana to release them immediately and unconditionally. President Muhammadu Buhari has expressed his administration's commitment to turn sports into a business, adding that sports industry policy will propel the sports industry into a major contributor to the nation's economy. In a statement yesterday, Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, said the President made the comment during an audience with the Minister of Sports, Sunday Dare, and President of Nigeria Football Federation, Amaju Pinnick, in Abuja on Friday. Buhari congratulated Pinnick on his election victory into FIFA Council and expressed optimism that the membership of the FIFA Council will lead to the advancement of football in Africa and Nigeria. Super Eagles head coach Gernot Rohr says he is not convinced that his players have the ability to reach the semi-finals of the Qatar 2022 World Cup despite their impressive form for their European clubs during the just concluded season. While Rohr admits the likes of Paul Anuachu, who emerged Belgium's Player of the Year and Golden Boot winner after a record-breaking season, Kelechi Iheanacho, Wilfred Ndidi, Samuel Chukwueze, William Troost Ekong are top players. He said they don't play for top-tier clubs like their African counterparts. The Franco-German told ESPN that only Samuel Chukwueze won the Europa League with Villarreal, while all others are fighting to stay in the league or are fighting to be starting players. To end the news, here's a summary of the major stories. Condemnations is now trailing the suspension of Twitter in Nigeria by the federal government. He also added that the Federal High Court has ordered the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission to fix salaries and allowances of members of the National Assembly to reflect current economic realities. Leaders of Niger Delta ex-agitators have expressed support to shut down facilities of oil multinationals in Niger Delta region should the federal government fail to constitute the substantive board of the NDDC. On the foreign scene, we also told you that the UN human rights experts have called for the release of 21 lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans and gender diverse activists detained in Ghana. That was the news as detailed by Onyekachi Wonsu. For comments and inquiries, please call 0818-389-2850 or send your emails to news@todayfmlive.com. You can also read our stories on www.todayfmlive.com. Do not forget to take responsibility. Wash your hands on the regular with soap and the running water. Alternatively, have with you at all times alcohol-based and sanitizers. Avoid touching your face and eye contact services to prevent the spread of coronavirus. I am Kalada Korubatibo. Good afternoon. Stay tuned to Today 95.1 FM.
Today's news, today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues. Today on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
There's no adjective to qualify the failure of this APC government, a government that came into power when dollar was 170. Annie, I've always liked and followed Asha Frank, but today he wasn't stable. The man, another man, forgetting his name, stole the show. That's him. Me too, I forgot his name. He was.
Annie must announce my name before you go here. Must announce my name.
Where would you rather be? Stay glued to this frequency. Stay glued to this frequency.
Hello and good morning. Here's a news update on Today 95.1 FM. I am Annie Abdel Salam. The House of Representatives has met.
Today 95.1 FM. Voice of the people.